It's easy to sit here in Europe and say that any drone ban that comes in the US will not affect the rest of the world, when in actual fact, any DJI drone or Chinese drone ban that comes into the US will have very serious implications for the rest of the world, drone operators and also hobbyists as well, of course, and this is what we're going to talk about. Hi everyone, Stephen from the Flyby Guys, and we are here to talk about this current situation just now where there's a possible drone ban coming in the US, and it will mainly affect DJI drones, and I think it would affect Chinese drones as well. But I think that we need to look at the bigger picture here. Now, many people in the US are obviously complaining about this, and quite rightly so, and I do support my peers and any colleagues that I have and friends in the US who have a threat of going through this, because they all have companies and whatnot. But we're going to look at how this affects the rest of the world, because I was sitting thinking the other day about this and how much yeah, it's okay because, you know, we are not going to be affected by this, but in actual fact we are. Now, all the drones that are being sold in the US, now there's a lot of drones being sold which will affect DJI and will affect their own revenue. Now, will that have an effect on any future development of drones? I think it will, because they won't be getting the revenue that they would be, let's say, usually getting, which will affect us. But from a professional point of view, I think that we are going to be affected even more, and that is because there are many companies in the US that are making software, and software that relies on DJI drones. For example, Propeller Aero, we have Drone Link, and then we also have Drone Deploy. Now, these companies are making products that we all rely on, and actually these companies rely mainly on DJI drones. So let's say any possible investment, any revenue, and there are, you know, these companies are making a lot of revenue, and there's many sides of the industry that are relying on that: oil and gas, farming, it can be the let's say the building work as well, any mapping. So there are many sectors that are going to be affected by this, but we will be affected by this because if any ban comes in, I think that these companies will cease to exist because they rely so much on DJI that it's not going to be viable for them to continue actually using any other drone such as Skydio. And if we look at this, we can see a list of drones that they have that let's say Drone Deploy are actually using. And if we look that all the flights are being done with DJI drones, and if we go down to the bottom and we can see, you know, your Skydio and your Wingtra and your Parrot and whatnot, and obviously Autel, we can see that there is no application that is being used for that. So that means that even if there is a ban and anyone goes over to use any other drone, they're not going to have the same quality. At the same time, any current work that is going on, especially in the building trade, or if you're doing inspections, you may well have missions that you're doing every week or every month, and you need to keep the continuity of those missions. Now, if you can't use that, that means that you are not giving the same level of quality to your, you know, let's say your customers than you would have been having in the past. And certainly, I know that this Mavic 3 Enterprise, which I've said many times is one of the best value drones out there, you know, because of the mechanical shutter that we have. So, I mean, if we take, for example, if we do a 43 hectare area that we're mapping, we can do that with 2 batteries on this drone. But if we do with any other drone, it would take you up to 7 or 8 batteries, which means that the time it takes to do that would be much more. And let's say currently, when we have deals and we have offers out there, they are with the drone that we're using. But if that goes away, then we have to change everything, which would, I think it would upset the market big time. So that is just my opinion on how things are in the US that are going to affect the rest of the world. And I think that it will have devastating consequences for everyone. So just to let the US know that we do support you with your gripe and making sure that there is no ban. And if there's anything that we can do, of course it would be good that we should be able to do that. Now, we can't go to any members of Congress because we don't live in the US, so it's difficult for us, but I do think that we should lend our support because it will have an effect on us, and we don't want to see the industry go down. We need to see it actually growing, because growth has more and we will all benefit out of it, and this is where the industry is going. But at the moment, with this current DJI ban looming, it would have serious effects on the rest of the world because of the other software that we all rely on so much. Thank you, everyone. I hope this was a little bit informative, and I know that there are other good videos out there, by some other channels that give more insight into the US, but I thought I would give more insight as to what's happening outside and how it will affect us, because we are using drone deploy and whatnot, and also drone link, and it would have an effect on us, and that is not good. Right, make sure you like and subscribe to the channel, please, and we'll see you on the next video. Fly safe.